Hello, YouTubers. Alright, to be more serious, yes, I'm going to be talking about a few things, and for those that are watching on, well, my second Tumblr channel, as it were, this is for educational purposes for anyone that hasn't actually known about my Tumblr pages or even really known about the other videos in this subject line of the sex chat series. Oh, yes, I am continuing it. So, all right, enough with the introduction, as it were. Sorry. All right. So, for those in Tumblr, know that I have been doing is research of different human sexualities, and I actually well, actually do is writings about it and showing pictures, more or less, not to be graphic or to be, salacious or whatever, or what is considered pornographic, as it were, which means the, what was it? The meaning of that it was meant to do was create a form of an arousal, and that was it. In other words, sexual excitement for basically sex for sex itself type thing. But in fact, couldn't you say that anything and everything could actually give you some sort of joy or feeling? You know, feel something. Isn't that art? So even if something is sexual by nature, and there is no physical, you know, copulation out or showing of, let's say, of people, but let's say with in bondage gear, bondage, and you just see is the shackles or the equipment that is used in these sessions or whatever, and no images of people actually doing it. That gives the response of sexuality to people where some, they'll see it and they'll be very perverse about it. They will have perverted thoughts, as it were. And you say it's really bad for them to think that way. That's just human nature. So, um, this video actually has to do not just with that, what I've been talking, but um, you probably know that I've been doing was my more recent little study was about uh, sex chat lines, as it were, where you go online and talk to people. All right. I've noticed with a lot of them, people are just lonely. Some go on it and they just have regular, normal conversations, which is actually quite interesting. Ones that are advertised to be hardcore sex, and yet, it's like one of those chat lines where you're not talking to an actress, where it's customers talking to each other using the network. Some do is just to have normal conversations. Others are looking for, a, someone to date or be friends, or even to have maybe a spouse. They long to have connections with people, or they want, you know, it's like the dating scene is like so twisted or fucked up. You're just not really too sure because anytime you went with somebody and you just didn't like the person, but this way it's a little bit safer. You can go graphic if you want. And then there's those is just their fetish of exploring their sexuality through words. And some do this to try to hook up to basically to have their fantasies play out or have sex or whatever. There's different reasons for different people of each of these things. So it's more like I was studying the whole broad of not just pointing out, but going to different ones just to check out the people that use them, not per se why they do it. I know there is those that they use it for what was intended, which was salacious of sexual acts or whatever, through words. But you have to understand, a lot of people's fantasies, quite a bit, it has always been with the form of control of or releasing of control to another person, and also to revert to a younger age as order to see, the whole um, big little thing, because there's not like, I don't mean like little as in midget, because yeah, there's people that are into midget porn and all that. Then there's uh, the littles. I mean, not the not the cartoon or anything like that. I mean, kind of think of in a form of age play, where sometimes it's sexual, others it goes in. I'll describe more about the age play thing, but yeah, and some are like uh, mommy daughters, mommy sons, or daddy daughters, or daddy son type thing. Those type of interactions where there's the dom, which is usually the mommy or the daddy figure, and then the sub would be the daughter or the son, you know, that type of thing. And some use it to explore their sexuality by lying about their gender. Like, women would lie and say that they're actually traps or transsexuals, a chick with a dick or a hermaphrodite. They do this just see to fuck with people or to explore a different form of sexuality. It's kind of exploring sex without actually having sex, but it's all sex of the mind, as it were. That's what I have concluded so far about this. And that's it. Uh, I have talked to a young lady. She's a very nice woman, but she's been having some problems because she's actually, we have actually talked and I kind of discussed about what I'm doing. We just had interactions, and she told me that she's actually really into these things to where it's becoming for her kind of. First, it was like she was bored, she was lonely, that type of thing. To became more of, I would say, not fetishizing, but yeah, kind of. But it was more on an obsession. Obsession, that's it. Where she specified to me that she can't not get on these lines, and she explored her sexuality to a great deal, to where she questions that is she straight, bi, gay, or lesbian, as it were. What it, you know, because a lot of things are turning her on or whatever. You know, because we've talked for some time. I've known her for a number of years and stuff, and she's actually quite obsessed about things. This particular thing, in fact, it's actually disturbed her to an effect. So I'm using her kind of like a case study to explore that side of where the obsession. So what I'm doing is writing down what she feels, as it were. I don't want to tell people who she is, like her name or anything, because I don't want to besmirch her name. She's a nice gal, but we've known each other from different things, and this kind of came up. So yeah, because I told her like some of the shit that I do, like I do videos on YouTube and this series. So if you're watching, don't be too mad. I will not reveal your name or your location or anything like that. Just kind of the basic stuff that could apply to anybody. There's nothing wrong with this, but the thing is, with every obsession, you have to control it, or it ends up controlling you. Such as what I'm saying is like, for everybody else, I've did you haven't, you should probably go find my threads and stuff on Tumblr. I usually don't promote my adult version, as it were, because that's typically meant for, you know, this series than anything else. I doing is like series on or studies on not just sexuality but different forms of obsession. People are obsessed with different things because I believe that understanding is the key to happiness within life and also within yourself. If you, even if you're not experiencing this, yeah, just for knowledge, start starts off. What am I trying to say? I am releasing knowledge so you could actually understand and relate and know what these things are. So you don't fear them, as it were, and you can accept people of different ways. And people that are into these things and they're not too understanding or knowledgeable of this, but turns them on, but they want to know more. I will go further in these subjects so they don't have to be afraid that they're so-called quote unquote quote different. Yes, you're different, you're unique, but just like everybody else, things excite us that coerce us to our passions in one way or another. So, all right. See you next time, I guess.